Yo, so I need you to sit down for this one, bro. Because what I'm about to tell you about Floyd Mayweather is genuinely wild. We're talking fake real estate deals, fighters claiming they never got paid, the IRS getting involved, and a voice that didn't even match the guy it was supposed to belong to. No cap, that last one alone had me rewinding the clip like 3 times. And the craziest part? This was all happening while Floyd was online flexing like nothing was wrong. Bugattis, private jets, the whole 9. But stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why people are saying the Money Mayweather empire might finally be cracking. Let's get into it. So real quick, for anyone who's been living under a rock, Floyd Mayweather is 50-0, billions earned, built an entire brand around being untouchable, both in the ring and with his money. The guy literally calls himself Money Mayweather. That's not a nickname someone gave him, bro. He gave it to himself. And for years, it actually checked out. Flashy lifestyle, biggest paydays in combat sports history. The whole persona was backed up by receipts. But here's the thing. Lately, that image has started showing cracks. Tax controversies, accusations from fighters he supposedly didn't pay, sketchy crypto promotions, and now this real estate deal that's raising a ton of red flags. And on top of all that, he's lined up to fight Mike Tyson, which a lot of people are saying isn't really about competition. It's about one more massive check before the spotlight moves on. So let's break down exactly how we got here. Earlier this year, Floyd announced what he called the biggest deal of his life. Not a fight, not a sponsorship, a $42 million real estate purchase in Manhattan, 62 apartment buildings, rent-regulated units, the whole portfolio. He went on camera bragging about it, telling people to slide through his page and check out the photos, saying every single building belonged to him, no partners, all the retail space too. Here's where it gets crazy though. Property records show none of that ever happened. Reports found that not one of those buildings is actually under Floyd's name. Nothing transferred. And the nonprofit organization connected to those properties said they were never even told about a pending sale. As in, nobody on the actual ownership side knew anything about this supposed deal. And it gets weirder, bro. When people pushed for proof, Floyd's team reportedly sent forward a man claiming to be one of his longtime business partners. But the voice on that call didn't match the real guy's voice. Wait for it, because that detail alone is enough to make this whole thing look like a setup. Now obviously this got people talking. A lot of commentary online basically said the same thing, that this smells like smoke and mirrors. Either the deal was real and something went sideways, or this was never a real deal at all, and it was just another flex to keep the Money Mayweather image alive. And that's not even the only controversy. Remember Floyd's fight with Logan Paul back in 2021? Logan came out afterwards saying he never got paid in full, claiming a couple $1 million was just missing. He went on podcasts calling Floyd out directly, basically saying, "Pay me, bro," and people online ran with it. Because if Floyd's stiffing guys on payouts from fights he easily won, what does that actually say?
How does he owe you the money? Why don't you just like...
Here's what happened. He pre-sold the fight using my likeness to some company in, I think, Dubai or like the Middle East for $10 million cash. We ended up doing the fight in the States with a different company. That is the company that put on the fight. That is the company that paid me. But he sold our fight with my name and likeness to someone else in Dubai for $10 million cash. It's our fight, bro. Our deal was 15%. He smoked me. So I got 15% of it. 15% of $10 million is $1.5 million. That company paid him that money, is suing him. I actually don't know the status on that lawsuit. I should check in because he still owes me money, but he has a bunch of legal trouble at the moment. I don't think I'm ever getting the money.
He just sold his house in Vegas.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I think, he's facing a bunch.
Rinsed on that house. He started at $14 million.
Yikes.
Sold for 6.6.
Then there's the crypto stuff. Floyd's name got attached to projects like Centratech and Ethereum Max, both of which ended in lawsuits. The SEC actually fined him for not disclosing he was paid to promote those coins. Translation? He took money to hype up crypto to his fans without telling anyone it was a paid promotion. Not a good look, bro. Especially when those projects later got accused of scamming regular people out of real money. Okay, so here's where it actually gets crazy. All of this is happening right as Floyd is heading into a rumored exhibition with Mike Tyson in 2026. On paper, this sounds historic. 2 legends finally sharing a ring. But peel it back and it starts looking like something else entirely. Tyson is nearing 60. Floyd is nearly 50. Neither has competed at an elite level in years. So why is this fight even happening? Money, bro. Streaming deals, sponsorships, merchandise, side bets. This thing is projected to bring in an enormous payday for both guys. And that's exactly why people are questioning Floyd's motives here. Not because he wants to prove anything in the ring, but because between the real estate questions, the unpaid fighter accusations, and the crypto fallout, he might actually need this check more than people realize.
Because Floyd's significant amount of income comes from him boxing and he's been retired, if he doesn't get a fight or some exhibition where he's getting paid a shit ton of money, essentially what ends up happening is that he has assets, but he doesn't have a lot of cash. When he gets into debt, he'll take out loans against his assets, which might be a watch, might be a plane, might be anything. And that's how he's been trying to survive until he could get the next lick. What's the next lick? Remember, he hasn't set up his business where he's getting like a ton of residual income passively. Most of his licks, quote unquote, are going to come from him being in the ring, which, you know, how much could he still fight at this point, right? What he needs right now is a smooth $50 million. $50 million probably brings him out the hole. How could he get the $50 million? He has to go fight, right? A Pacquiao fight or a Tyson fight, that does it. Now, if he gets out the hole, he has to make sure he doesn't get back in the hole, but apparently his way of life and how he spends and how he doesn't like to downsize and all of the bills that he's going to continually have, he's going to be back in the same position again, which is mind-boggling if you ask me.
And social media has not been kind about any of it. When the Manhattan deal got exposed, people were straight up joking about him buying buildings that don't exist. Money Mayweather turning into Funny Mayweather, as some put it. When Logan's claims went public, people started calling him a scammer outright. And now with the Tyson fight on the horizon, a huge chunk of fans are saying they don't even want to watch, calling it two aging legends cashing out instead of a real sporting event. So where does that actually leave Floyd Mayweather? He's still 50-0, still one of the most defensively gifted fighters the sport has ever seen. Still, by most accounts, the highest earning boxer in history. That part of the legacy isn't going anywhere. But outside the ring, things are messier than they've ever been. Tax disputes, real estate questions nobody can verify, fighters publicly saying they got shorted, crypto lawsuits attached to his name. The image of total invincibility that built the Money Mayweather brand is starting to crack in public, in real time, for everyone to see.
Breaking news, Floyd Mayweather is in big trouble with his money again. The undefeated boxing champ just filed a lawsuit saying he got scammed out of $175 million by some guys he trusted, including his close friend, Jonah Recknix, and a few others tied to shady deals. And according to the lawsuit, by the way, TMZ is reporting all this, they tricked him with fake investments, stole cash from wire transfers, lowballed him on $100 million worth of jewelry. He only got back like $13 million, and even made his private jet and other stuff disappear without telling them. But here's the simple news version. Floyd handed over control of his cash and deals to these guys, and now he claims they ripped him off big time. He wants every penny back, plus extra punishment money. Well, here's the funny part, and yes, we are laughing hard at this one. Floyd spent years selling out hard for Israel. He visited the country, bragged about standing with them 100%, donated big money and supplies to their causes, including bulletproof vests and water, and even picked up awards like World Champion for Israel. He got super cozy with the same circle of guys who have strong ties to Israel. And what happened? The very people he was hyping up and supporting allegedly turned around and took him for a...
So here's the real question, bro. Is the Tyson fight Floyd's chance to remind everyone why he's the greatest to ever do it? Or is it just one more payday to keep an empire afloat that's quietly falling apart behind the scenes? Drop your take in the comments. I genuinely want to know what you think. And if you enjoyed this one, make sure you're subscribed because there is a lot more where this came from.